This could be a game changer if you're considering starting an Amazon FBA business at the moment. So two of the biggest problems that most new Amazon FBA sellers face is one, cash flow or budget, having enough money to actually start the business. And two, they don't feel comfortable risking so much money starting this business. And I completely get both points. So what I'm going to show you in this video hopefully will help with both of these things. So what we're looking at the moment is a rate card that I get sent by one of the freight forwarders that I've worked with in the past. And they send me this every single month. And the one you're looking at the moment is from August 2024, so over a year ago. And at that time, the rate was £262 per cubic meter. So when you're shipping freight from China and you're using a freight forwarder, it is costed in cubic meter or CBM. So my average shipment might be around 10 cubic meters. So, $2.5 grand plus per shipment. So you can see how this rate can play a big part of how much money you need to start an Amazon FBA business and how comfortable you feel investing in the business as well. And I've got 5 rate cards I'm just going to run through very quickly over the past year. So we were at 262 last August. Last Christmas, it actually dropped down to 185, which is quite surprising as you've got Q4 demand, so you'd expect it to have been elevated a bit. Then moving into 2025 July, so in the summer, we were at 171. And then in August, so late summer, 151. And I've just got the latest rate card for September as we're heading into autumn. And we're down to 126. So if you compare this to last August, so just over a year ago, we're down from 262 to 126, which is £136 different, I believe, per cubic meter. So say you're bringing in 10 cubic meters of goods, which you may or may not do, depending on how many units you're ordering and also the size of the product as well. Let's say it was 10 cubic meters. That's £1,360 difference. Plus you've got customs duty on top of that, which is probably going to be somewhere between 3 to 10% on average, and then 20% VAT on that as well. So you're looking somewhere between £1,500 to £2,000 saving on freight alone. So this is what I'm saying. This could be a game changer for some Amazon sellers. If you're on the fence at the moment and one of the products you were looking at, you can't quite afford it, have a look at the latest shipping costs. And I don't think these are going to go up anytime soon. We are seeing demand dropping around the world, generally because a lot of economies are struggling. But the main reason for this, the main reason we're seeing this big fall off in freight rates, well, actually there's 3 reasons really. The main reason at the moment is Trump, as you would expect. His tariffs are killing a lot of demand into the US. So with so much demand normally going into the US, there is now a lot more capacity on the container ships. So there's a lot of excess capacity, so freights are going to come down. There's more competition fighting over lower amounts of demand. There's also 2 other things that pushed up demand a lot over the past 4 or 5 years. One, we had COVID, which just threw everything out. I remember in COVID, this was over £300 per cubic meter at times. It was a crazy, crazy time to be an Amazon seller. And then just as things started to calm down, we then had the Red Sea crisis. So a lot of the container ships that come to Europe go via the Red Sea. So a couple of years ago when that kicked off, freight rates skyrocketed again. Now recently, and for the past year or 2, the container ships have actually been avoiding the Red Sea completely. So freight rates are still elevated compared to when there wasn't any issues, but that's kind of become the default route now. So to see that we're back down to 126 per cubic meter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this drop further. And also, to be fair, this is with Westbound, so a shout out to Westbound for sending me these tariff cards, but they aren't the cheapest freight forwarder out there. I would imagine on my next shipment with the freight forwarder I use, I'll probably be at least 10 to 20% cheaper than this as well. So this is very positive news if you're serious about starting Amazon FBA at the moment, as it's going to help with your cash flow and it's going to help you feel a bit more comfortable about risking a little bit less money. If you haven't got another £1,000 or £2,000 tied up in freight, it makes that entire process and committing to a business that little bit easier. And just to see this visualized, this is the Drewry Freight Index. And you can see over the past year, this has come down sharply. So this is how much you pay for a 40-foot container in dollars. So it's between $5,000 to $6,000. So this is what the freight companies are going to be paying. That was last August, and now we're down to just over $2,000. So a massive, massive drop over the past 12 months. And I think it's going to stay low. I really do. But then again, you can never predict what's going to happen in the world that we live in at the moment. Hopefully it will stay low. So If you are considering starting an Amazon FBA business at the moment, I have a flash sale on my course. This is a cheeky lead into this. It's in the pinned top comment. You can save £100 in September. But if you just want to get started with Amazon FBA, you don't want to invest in a course, but you want to know the steps you have to follow, I've got a step-by-step checklist you can follow. It will show you everything you need to do to start your own Amazon FBA business. I'm going to pop up that video now, and I'll see you guys over there.